Let's take a closer look at one of the treasures of the National Firearms Museum. The year is 1907. America had come out of the Spanish-American War and also the Philippine insurrection with a number of lessons. The .38 caliber revolvers that they had used had proven unsuccessful. Only the reintroduction of the .45 caliber Colt single-action revolvers that had been used in the Indian Wars were able to make any stopping power inroads against their opponents. And so America looked to a .45 caliber semi-automatic pistol and held trials to find out which one would be in the holsters of America's soldiers. They called for samples from a number of industry representatives. Savage supplied their .45 caliber pistol, and so did Colt. For the trials, a number of special guns were sent in. The example that I'm holding in my hand is serial number 2, the Savage counterpart that was sent into the School of Musketry. This particular gun was photographed for the Army Manual on handguns. The Savage and the Colt squared off, and the competition was to determine which would last the longest with the ammunition that would be fired in these two pistols. It was strange though, the ammunition was supplied by Colt, and it had a little heavier projectile than normal, 230 grains as opposed to the 200 grain charge that had been used previous. Perhaps a little bit too much for the Savage. We know that from the records of the trial that the Savage cracked several times. The Colt continued to soldier on through, and it became the American sidearm that stayed in America's holsters through 1984. But the Savage, this particular prototype, was a gun that saw limited use. But if it hadn't been for that ammunition, if it had been for just a little bit of change, maybe this would have been America's pistol, the Savage .45.